Alright, here we go to bring you the second half of week number 1. It's going to be squad underdogs against squad Tagpol. Very interesting matchup this week. First off, we did have Moja giving a walkover to Vober. I feel Moja's feeling a little generous on that one. Moja had over 1300 MMR against Vober, so it was a very huge MMR gap between the two. And Moja just couldn't find time, and sometimes life does overwhelm you, and can't blame the man. So we'll be hopping right into the second game when we do go live on this series. But yeah, it is going to be a very intense series. It is a lot of Protoss versus Terran and Terran against Terran, so we'll have to see exactly what our team has to clash against. Who is going to be better, the Terran against Protoss or the Protoss against Terran? And we do got one PvP and 3 Terran on Terrans, so it's going to be pretty interesting if you ask me. Not very often you get have a option where you got more than one matchup, let alone so many that are contradicting each other. But yeah, we'll actually hop right into the map lookout, and it's looking very favorable for Protoss. No, I'm actually wrong. It's very, very favorable for Terran against Protoss, I believe how I'm reading that right. So, because Protoss versus Terran is only 39%. So, I believe this map is very favorable for a Terran. So, we'll have to see exactly what myself has to pull out for this match. Knowing I was an underdog by far, Crips is about 4600 MMR. As myself, I barely pushed 4200 when this matchup did start, so I was down about 450 MMR. So very interesting to see what I can do to make the game even. You got Terran against Protoss on Karina Fall, and let's hop right into it. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner, representing teal and lost in translation, we do got Cryptics.
SCV ready.
And spawning in the top right hand corner, representing lost in translation, sporting the purple. Not every day you get to see me playing purple. We do got a pretty standard build coming out with the pylon. No program across the map quite yet. We do have a supply depot into a barracks into, I want to say, gas, and that is going to be the particular order that Chris does choose to go into. We do got a SCV going out, and it looks like he's going to be scouting it out. A little too early to have that command center going down. We do got double gas going down for myself. A lot of people like to think that this is a very tech heavy route, but personally I feel Protoss needs double gas with such high tolerance units. As you see here, I do make a little comment. Hey, I gotta give them all the knowledge I can, especially when I feel very confident in this matchup. I feel this is one of my best matchups out there, so I had to give him a little spoiler and let him take it how he wants to, and hopefully he takes it with a grain of salt. I do like how he did reply to that, though. It was very cool, but very uncommon for me to actually hop into a 1 gate expansion, as you guys do see. Usually I do a 2 gate expansion if I do expand at all. I am known to be a very aggressive player, but I'm known to macro it out, so I cannot say I am only one directional by no means. You got a Reaper going about halfway across the map as we speak. Very good pathing on Cryptic's behalf. We do got this Reaper coming in, and a little misclick on this stalker going in the wrong direction originally. Kind of saved the Reaper, and I do apologize about that. But we do got this Reaper actually trying to get a little scout out. Currently, Cryptix does not have too much information. He does see that there is a cyber core, and it is finishing up about now. And we do got as he sees only the second gateway going down. Now he does see the robo facility. And behind this, we do got a bunker going down and the actual command center finishing up with a factory and a reactor and a starport going down. This is my original 111 because you get one command center, one barracks, one factory, one starport, and you just go from there. As you guys can see, this is the ITL, and I do like to show off what I can do. Make you guys a little weary on trying to plan for one person, because this is StarCraft. Nobody can play the same every time. They can, but they don't have to. And we do got a war prison going down with 2 stalkers on the field. Not very many units. We do got the 30 probes, the 28 SCVs, 1 Reaper, 5 Marines, and only the 2 stalkers. We do got a couple things in production for both players. We do got 4 gateways, 2 Marines, a medevac, mine, and a couple supply depots. We do got a Reaper going over to this third to make sure that I have not produced a third, because usually 4:30 to 5 something is good timing. And oh my goodness, this Reaper just barely misses my war prism, and this is actually a really good thing when a Terran is surprised. He is not alerted by this by no means, and he is just going to be going on his merry old little way. We'll have to see exactly how much damage this can do. We do got 4 additional units warping in. This way you're not wasting the supply or wasting the actual cooldown time. You're getting more units in a specific time frame. And currently Cryptix does have a little blind spot right here, and this could actually be very hurtful.
Base is under attack.
And he notices that there's 1 stalker there, and he's not quite sure exactly what is there, but we do got a full amount coming in with the warping. Currently I am supply blocked, so this is going to help Cryptix in a huge favor. I'm not able to warp in any more units. As you guys can see, I am ready to warp them in. I'm waiting to lose units to warp them in. These mines are actually doing a little bit of work with this splash damage. A very good split right there to kind of soften up the blow. And these SCVs are going to get pulled, and the boys are coming to the battle. And there's a unit inside the warp prison, and that is never a good thing. 1 less man. And we do got a couple zealots getting warped in, but I'm not sure if he... Oh, he is not focusing on the warp prison. That is not a very good choice by Cryptix. He should have chose 2 or 3 of these guys to single-handedly focus down this warp prism and try to get that out, because currently Kiia, myself, is able to warp in more units, and we do got a splash taking down 2 more units with a couple more getting damage behind this. And currently Cryptix is not in a bad spot. He's only currently down 5 or 6 workers, because we do got a drop going down, and we did get a handful of workers going down with that, and he does pick up all 3 mines without any loss. And I do taunt a little bit, saying much love, because I feel like I'm in a very dominant position. We do got these mines going down, and I did not get no splash damage, so very good pull coming out of Cryptix. And I know I have to get down to this low ground and disrupt all these SCVs, because in theory SCVs and mules are never a good thing. And Cryptix is actually doing a phenomenal job making sure that my stalkers are not able to focus down too much. But I do still have this warp prism, and this warp prism is going to be the downfall of Cryptix. He was not able to snipe this, and I actually have fear aim of just building at his base, and he is not able to have time to build up. And we do got the mines coming back, and they are not able to... Oh, they're trying their hardest to do this work, but they're going to be cleaned up since they are actually being able to be viewed. And we do got 3 more stalkers getting warped into this main base, and they're just pretty much focus firing down on these mules, making sure that there's no way that Cryptix is able to mule them out. And we do got a shade going across, but we are closed up, so Cryptix is actually looking like he's going to be able to keep Kiia out of the base from now, or myself out of the base. I don't know how I should cast myself, like, do I call myself Kiia or do I say me? We do got these mines going off, and each one are doing a significant amount of work. Dev's actually not taking much damage from mines as the Stalker does. And that is the only thing that really saved a couple of these Widow, or saved me from a couple of these Widow mines. And currently I do got 3 Stalkers still outside of Cryptic's base, and Cryptic looks like he's going to be able to hold for now. But this Warp Prism is still there, and I do get a little warp, and he's finally focusing down this Warp Prism, but it is not enough to make sure that the 2 Devs not pop out, and the good game, well played, is called. And we're going to jump into a quick 2-0 for the week. Hopefully it updates from now on. I had to update that myself, which is never fun. This next game is actually going to be pretty interesting. I've always liked to see how other Protosses play against Terran users, or how other Terran users play against Protoss users. And the map is actually going to be on Lost and Found. And with the map statistics for Lost and Found, it is actually in favor for Protoss against Terran. So we're going to have to see exactly how Bliss uses that in his advantage. A lot of players like to say the map is the reason why they won or lost the game. We'll have to see if that's how he feels on this one. We do got a Protoss against Terran on Lost and Found, and spawning in the bottom left hand corner, representing Lost in Translation. Playing as Protoss, we got Bliss. And spawning in the top right hand corner, representing the same tag, we do got Vulture playing Terran. I'll get back to it. I swear. Oh shit. Yeah, Vulture. Yeah. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have Bliss representing Lost in Translation. I know, guys, I'm horrible. It's a little late. I spent a little bit too much time setting the stream up tonight. It's been a while, so I kind of lost my quickness and stuff like that. But we do got a probe scout going across the map for Bliss, and he's gonna try to make up for my ignorance and catch us up to speed with scouting out King Vulture's base, as we do got supply depot going down with the refinery and then a barracks. Usually it's a refinery supply barracks, and I'm pretty sure that's what he went, considering the refinery takes longer to build by 100. So I apologize. Blame me. I'm shit. But we do got this probe coming in, finding out exactly what King Vulture wants to do, making sure that there is not only supply depots and that he is actually building barracks at home. Yeah, we do got this probe getting chased by the SCV, and we do got a 1-gate cyber core going down. Usually with the 1 gas by this time in the game, you would like to actually have your Nexus down as well. It just depends on what you're actually trying to get to and things like that. Currently we do got a word count of 21 to 19. It is staying pretty even count. Currently King Vulture is putting down his command center, and we do got a little probe and SCV battle going on. The SCV looks like he's going to be able to push this probe back. A very good choice coming out of Bliss. It looks like we have a Zealot coming across the map, but not every day you see something like this, at least out of my playbook. We do got a second pylon going down pretty much instantly right after the other one. I feel this is a bad call. If you watch his supply jump from 39, that's pretty much 13, and with his production, that's a long ways away. And with Bliss going for another pylon, I'm not quite sure why he wants to be so ahead on supply at this current moment in time. I feel he should be getting out his tech or upgrades or anything in that manner. But currently he is at a plus 21 supply lead, and when this Nexus gets done, he's going to be closer to a plus 30 supply lead, and with 3 minutes, that's pretty much a plus 10 supply with every minute of the game. And he's barely pushing that with units made. So he's pretty much times 2 in his supply. See how he's times 2? 30 and 62. Yeah, it's never a good thing to be that far ahead in supply. He's doing a significant amount of damage with his Zelot. I am surprised that this is able to catch his opponent off guard. There is something I am missing here. He was actually able to get the 2 stalkers over there at about the same time the Zelot got there, just because of the speed differential. I am starting to like this build. I feel he could do a little better without the pylons. So many pylons. Maybe the one behind the mineral line you could have left out. Maybe 2 of them. Because every pylon does bring in 8 supply. So 2 pylons is 16 supply. Even at this moment in time, he's 18 over. So that's 3 pylons over. Right now he should be building his 3rd one. Because the Nexuses give you 14 apiece. So I feel that was one of Bliss's short demises early game. I feel you could take advantage of that, and maybe he can correct it in the future. We do got 4 stalkers going out, and currently we do got a cyclone and a bunker. It should be able to hold this pretty easy, as 1 cyclone and 4 stalkers by itself have a battle. As the stalkers do not outrange it, they have to kite to outrange it, and it's a very hard struggle. But it looks like Bliss is going to be going right for it, and we do got one. Oh, he is going to focus back, and we do got a nice little oracle coming in too, as King Vulture is dropping out with the 3 mines and towards Bliss's main natural. We do got Bliss pulling back with these stalkers. A very smart choice, knowing that this could be anything and everything, and this oracle is going to town. We currently got 1 kill and everything in his power to kill all these SCVs that are trying to repair, and these stalkers do focus down this warp prism, and only the 1 mine falls, and he's not even going to get a shot off. A very good defensive hold coming out of Bliss, and a very dominating push so far as well, able to take out a numerous amount of workers. Currently 13 workers killed by Bliss. We do got these stalkers being a little nuisance, but there's just too much here to actually push that front door, especially with this tank and the cyclone, and then the marines, let alone the bunker. Just the tank and the marines could take out this little cluster. We do got a revelation going down on these marines, and it is going to force Bliss to go back. There's nothing he can do right here. It's going to keep King Vulture in a very, very safe spot for the time being. I'll have to see how he wants to play this out, knowing that he has a little vision for now. Does he want to tech it up, or if he wants to try and do some aggression? We do got 3 more stalkers joining the fight. We do got 7 stalkers, and that's a little bit more to do a little bit of damage. It's going to be close if he actually pushes in. If he focuses down the tank, it'll be a lot easier, but longer he waits and the medevacs take energy, it's going to be a lot harder for him to take it out. And it does look like King Vulture is going to be packing up a load and taking it out. And we do got Bliss looking over towards this 3rd. Currently we do not have blink out or in production, and Bliss is up a commanding 30 in supply. a very dominating lead by Bliss, and it looks like Bliss is very defensive on behalf of not making the opponent get ahead by no means. He defended the first drop pretty well, and the second drop is looking like it's going right back into another devastating spot as this army does retreat, knowing that he's better off sitting at home for now. And it is revelated onto, and Team Vulture actually tries to take off the front. I mean, let's see him sit down and take on a little battle here. I'm surprised he didn't just take off. And he does choose to do that. We do got a Stalker still running across the map for Bliss. Looks like he's using it for a scouting purpose. As King Vulture looks like he's going to be pushing out. He looks like his timing is coming to the wall. I'm currently down 30 supply. I have to see what he wants to do with this. If he's trying to just expand out, or if he is actually trying to do a timing attack. We do got a scan going off, so it's not like Bliss or Vulture knows that his army is 100% away from his base or not, but you does see that the mortal working out, and it does look like Vulture's just going to be setting up on this map, making sure that he does have the slight advantage on the hill. It's a nice little build coming out of both players. Looks like they both wanted to make it a little macro type of game, and they're both getting it. Currently going into a 10-minute game, and we do got the 50 probes to the 46 SCVs. And we do got the scans going down on the third.
It's about to get heavy.
But yeah, currently Vulture just sitting at home at the current moment in time. He doesn't want to push to the third quite yet. It looks like he is a little bit oversaturated, and he's running out of minerals at his home. He's going to have to do some damage here, or push out, expand, or work towards it, because sitting at home for more than 10 minutes on two bases is pretty hard to overcome. And it looks like Team Vulture is just waiting for his opponent to attack into him, knowing that Protoss usually has a good timing that they like to hit, and Bliss isn't really pushing it. He's just really sitting back, making sure his opponent is not going to out-macro him. And he's actually doing a phenomenal job working up his tech path. Currently we do got 4 Archons, 2 High Templars. We do got Storm on the way. No, Storm is finished up. And we do got King Vulture actually sent down to the corner, then over, and then up and around. Very good placement. I guess with this observer, he really seen the movement of King Vulture's army, and he was able to gather his high ground right here. And this is actually going to be very hard for King Vulture to push up and into. You're gonna have to get a couple good EMPs off him if he doesn't get these. Very good storm, good blind, very good storm, good blind, very easy in the range. You're just getting melted away. Very little lost units for Bliss, and currently King Vulture is 30 behind and a good 25 in army. And Vulture can't push into this. He might be able to get a couple good EMPs off, but there is just way too many storms behind this. Currently, he's taking a couple nights off, but there is a observer or two handy. And it looks like Team Vulture is saying, YOLO, you only live the once, let's go and live for it. He is going to siege up these Liberators and the tanks, and he is pushing forward. I feel he's unsieging everything a little bit too fast. He should leave 1 or 2 sieged up and kind of give him a little bit of a backbone to lean on too. As he's back to unsiege and move forward. Only the back two. Liberators could have been a little further up. The storms are just too perfect though, and there's actually 3 good storms going down, melting away half these Marines, and that was a good game, well played. Very dominating game coming out of Bliss, making sure he jumps up to that third base and just doesn't slow down. Very dominant playstyle coming out of Bliss. It's currently 2-1 in favor of squad underdogs. We'll currently look at this next matchup. It's going to be a Terran against Terran. Very, very interested to see where this map is going to go. Statistics don't really matter on this matchup or anything because it is mirrored, but you always gotta hop into it to show people what it could be. But yeah, without further ado, let's bring you Ice-T against Honey Badger. He's gonna be on blue shift, and I will introduce these players, and Mom won't have to walk away for 2 seconds. My wife asked me for something a minute ago, and I couldn't do it. But on the bottom left-hand corner, representing Lost in Translation with the nice blah. Nice, good luck, have fun. We do have Honey Badger. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, representing X Lost in Translation, we have Ice-T. I feel like it's a battle of the... Oh my god, that's twice. I feel like shit. Anyways, I feel like it's a battle of the tags on this one. See which tag has the mightier man. We currently have, I want to say 16, so I want to say it's going to be an 18 hatch. Ooh, we just lost 5 minerals to a gas line. Ouch. That is never good. Come on, Ice-T. You could do better. I got faith. Currently, we do have a gas pool going down for Ice-T. As on the other side, we do have, I want to say a refinery supply barracks, but most likely it was a supply refinery barracks. That's what I get for not paying attention to the production tab as I'm talking, as you guys are probably yelling at me. Dude, it was like this. I seen it, even though you weren't looking. The spawning pool is almost complete, damn near 2/3 way done, as we do get the Overlord in a very nice spot to make sure the timing on this SCV. As the spawning pool finishes up, I am going to walk away for the 30 seconds I'm allowed to. But yeah, currently Honey Badger is throwing down his command center at home. He is getting that Reaper Scout off, and he does notice that there is these lanes coming across the map. And this Reaper is still in a patrolling motion, which I feel he should not be. I feel he should already be up on this ramp. He might be trying to micro this back, and he'd be one of the better ones and actually be able to micro this Reaper back without looping. Honey Badger is doing a phenomenal job with his micro, making sure that he's not losing this Reaper, and this is the main reason why he is not scared. We do got Metabolic Boost finishing up, and thank you for having the actual game hard on. That is saves me a ton of work, especially for being a rookie again. And it looks like we're going to have 2 Hellions popping out at a time. We got creep starting up for Ice-T. And it looks like we got a 3rd queen popping as well. Oh, a 2nd queen only. I feel we should already have this 2nd queen, especially with 3 minutes in the game. Usually want 1 for deaths and 1 for spread, and then after so long you want 2 for spread and so forth. But we do got these things coming in, being a little bit of annoyance, but we do got Hellions out for Honey Badger, and they will clean this up without a problem. Very good job coming out of Honey Badger and make sure that he gets his expansion off while a tech path as well. We do got Stim starting up as we speak. We do got us in the blind spine, and I feel it's mainly because he's seen the actual Hellions and he's scared that it's going to be a run by. We do have the 4 Hellions, and usually this is the time that he goes, or you would go. Currently this line will be finishing up, and with the Queen in the block of the wall, these Hellions won't be able to do no damage. So a very good choice on Honey Badger not to send them. We got these Marines picking up on this Overlord, and the Overlord does make it to the top of its crevice. I have seen some users lift up this orbital just to see it, just to snipe it real fast, knowing that sometimes, but I feel that's always a bad call. I like to actually just lift the building up slowly and drag it over there. Just depends on the player. We'll have to see exactly where this is going. Currently, we do have a 2 base coming out of both players. At this current moment in time, I feel LiT should be popping out a 3rd. Usually a 3rd is what you'd be wanting against the Terran at about this time when they go tech. There's too many options, and maybe that's why he's feeling that he's safer on 2 bases. I played a little bit with them in practices and things like this, but it's how you feel, how I look at it. It's not no reason to rush. It's what do you feel comfortable with, and I feel this is the reason he's choosing this strategy, is he feels more comfortable with this strategy. We do get the layer down, and these Hellions not able to do nothing. He did click in, and the Hellions ran to the side, so he knew it was blocked out. No reason to keep pushing in to get a little scout off, especially with the 400 minerals that it did cost, let alone the time for those Hellions to build. Very good job on Honey Badger actually trying to keep map awareness. We do got +1 finishing up for Ice-T. As we do got, bam, +1 as we speak. And +1 shield is going up as well for Ice-T. He is actually keeping up very good on the upgrades. 6 minutes and he has 1 upgrade. That is pretty good. Glaives, I always call that one wrong, but that is finishing up. Claw reconstruction is finished up. Ooh, and that is going to give the Roaches that speed on this creep to actually catch a couple of these Hellions. Just 1 does go down. And it looks like Ice-T is going to be pushing while these Hellions are out of position. And Hellions do not do very well against Roaches. And it's going to be coming down to these Marines and tank. And this can definitely hold it if the Ravagers do not get off the bios. So it's all going to come down to these bios. And I do like how Honey Badger is trying to keep back so he doesn't just slowly walk into these Roaches that could be anywhere. And at these Roaches at the front door is one time that these should be moving out, but they are not. They're just staying way over there at that 5th. And currently Ice-T is knocking on Honey Badger's door with these bios, and these close to bios are actually doing a very good job. And the Roaches are actually staying out of the distance of this tank. And currently Honey Badger is not sending these Hellions over, and these Hellions could actually be helping out right now and actually giving a little bit of a buffer. But Honey Badger actually chooses to go the other way with them. There's currently a 3rd up by Ice-T, but he is going to have to run up and over and through and about. And currently these Queens are not. Oh, there is the gap, and these Hellions do get in. There's a couple Roaches there to clean up, and Ice-T is forced to pull back as well. Oh, apparently Arlak watched this game, or is watching this game. 3651. Not quite sure what that text is about, but Arlak is actually the admin of the league. Very good game coming out of Ice-T, making sure that his opponent is staying on 2 bases as he has moved up to 3. Honey Badger's tech path is phenomenal. I do like the tanks and Marines, and that is a very good way to eat through the Roaches. And you got a couple close battles going on, making sure that these Marines don't get a complete surround. And this is going to force Ice-T back, knowing that there's nothing he can do with these tanks on the backside. And we do got a scan going down to make sure that he is able to unsiege these tanks. And he's still going to be sieging them up to make sure that he has a lot of cushion just in case he's trying to get a little sneaky on him. I do like the creep spread. It is getting down to the third and out into the middle of the map at the current moment in time, as you guys can see. A little bit better Overlord placement could be done. It feels like they're a little bit clustered up, considering they're all right here. There's nothing out on the map. As you see, the vision is pretty slim for Ice-T. There's a lot of areas that can be walking around. We do got a drop getting picked up for Honey Badger, and we'll have to see where he wants to place this. As Ice-T has no vision across the map, it's going to be free reign for Honey Badger to do what he wants, and he's going to do a multi-prong attack. We'll have to see exactly how Ice-T wants to respond to this. He does have a cluster outside of his natural, as his Marine is going ham on these rocks. We do have these Overlords spotted out, so I feel that Honey Badger is going to wait for these ones to get in motion and play before he actually moves these ones. And Ice-T is actually moving instead of splitting up his army, and he's going to lose his hatchery, and he did not get that cancel on it. And this queen is going to fall, and these tumors are going to fall as well, and the Mistile +2 attack is finishing up as Ice-T does split his army. There's currently none at the third, so this army is not quite split weak enough yet. And we do got 2 drones going down, another nice set of gentlemen, making it a game hard, making my casting experiences a lot easier as the 2 drones do go down. We do got +1 on 1-1 on way for Honey Badger. He's actually doing a very good job with his attacks. It's keeping Ice-T at home, and even enough so where he's going to be making these spores. Now we do have a Spire going down as Honey Badger is forced to retreat at home, but he does have a couple drops across the map just sitting around. We do got 2-2 finishing up as 2+2 attack for Ice-T is going down as well. And now the tanks join the fight and actually take down this rock. A very good explosion. And currently it looks like we got a Bangling, Roach, Ravager, Hydro mix coming out for Ice-T. As we have a tank, Marine, a few Marauders, I suppose, kind of sneaking in there. We got 8 of them. Hey, I can count. And Concussion Shovel is finishing up, so we'll slow down these units just that much more. Hopefully he can focus on these Banglings and let his army get a little bit more pushing. +31, +6, +31. Hold on, pause. Okay, so I'm assuming he is talking. I hope he's not talking to one of them, but what he's talking about is the workers and army count. Ice-T is down at the current moment in time, but the +6, it'd be negative, so it really doesn't make sense. Sorry to disrupt the game like that, but it's not very often you get field text and various numbers like that in the game. Currently we do got these closer battles going down in the tank, and this is going to be a very gruesome as the Banglings hit these Marines at the perfect timing as the tanks fall down. And it looks like Ice-T is going to be able to push through and come up to this third. And how much more does Honey Badger have behind him? That enough to pull the boys, knowing that there's only the 5 Marines and 2 Marauders to hold this. The Roast of Bile do go down, but they're going down on the Marines, not the SUVs. We're going to have to see that other plays out as the boys return back to mining As +1 melee is attack and burrow is finished, he should be burrowing his units, but he does not choose to burrow his units. And Tunneling Claws is finished up as well. I do notice that he went to a Mutatex, but he has not produced any Mutas. Mutas could be a little bit damaging right now, but I feel since he never switched into them, Honey Badger's in a very good spot, and these roaches and lings are actually going to be a little harder to push through. Ooh, and Honey Badger actually picks up and takes off. We got a little yin-yang going on. And this is going to get very interesting. We do got the Tunneling Claws giving roaches the ability to move while underground, and there is no turrets. And without the turrets, these roaches are going to just have free reign. We do got these drops going across the map. There's 2 of them. We got the scan going down because the roaches. We do got the S3 SCVs going down as well. We got a multi-attack going on the other side of the map. These maps. And there's 7 more SCVs, and Honey Badger just taps out. He knows there's just too much in his base and not enough on his opponent's base, and he just called it. Good game, well played. That's very interesting to see, and I'm very amazed on how roaches actually pushed through like that. Tunneling Claws actually gave him the victory because there was no turrets. Very nice play on his behalf. As you guys see, my thing is not working, so we'll be doing this by hand. Always fun to do, and fun things are always my thing to do. But yeah, we'll be hopping into the 5th game. It is going to be a Protoss versus Protoss, so this next screen does not mean too much. Oh no, too fast. But yeah, as you guys can see, this map pretty much favors my eyeballs Terran, because Terran is pretty much close enough against Protoss and a little bit better against Zerg, so I'll have to see how this Protoss against Protoss plays out. I guess it just comes down to playstyle and who feels more comfortable with this matchup. So yeah, let's hop into it. A Protoss against Protoss on Fracture. Man, it's getting late. I shouldn't have did this time. I'm a numbnut. But yeah, spawned in the top left-hand corner. Represent Lost in Translation with the X. We got Mad Hell. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, an officer of the tag X LiT. We got Potato. As I feel bad. That's why I always check my work, and work is getting checked. But yeah, we do got a very interesting matchup here in my eyes. I feel this is one of the better matchups in the game. Just too much can go on between the between the race. So, like I was saying before, I feel it's about how you want to play. But yeah, we'll definitely see what Mad Hell has in favor for us, as we do see a very nice looking proxy coming out of Potato. Usually when a probe comes up and around and about like that, we know there is something cheesy about it, or cheeky. Currently Potato is getting his 2nd gas up and running. Currently only 2 of them on there, and he is kind of trying to balance him in between his minerals and his gas, which is a very good position to be in when you're trying to pull off such a cheesy build as an Oracle in this sense. I can already tell just because how he's trying to keep up on the gas, but he cut his minerals for it. Tall Tales behind Protoss users. We do got the Cybercore pretty much finishing up for both players. As you see, the one is significantly further along than the other one, so Potato will have the tech advantage as it is a Robo. Oh my. I'll have to see how this pulls out. We do got the one stalker robo, then with the core. I guess this is why each person's build is different. I'm kind of intrigued now since it is a robo and we do got the two adepts coming out, and there's no block wall on Potato's behalf, so these adepts are going to slide right in. As we do got the starport going down on the other side of the map. A tall tale of starport is usually when you see two adepts. When you see two adepts coming across, you usually know that there's followed up by a starport, and if you can count to 3 minutes and starport's not there, you best be thinking about detection, because one of those two things are most likely their option when they are throwing out adepts in your face, and these two adepts are going to shade in, and Potato is going to pre-run, and he's actually going to be running right into him, which is never the smartest option if you can run, and he is actually going to be taking him down because these adepts do not shade out, but we do have a significant amount of workers going down for Potato, and it is going to push this proxy in a little bit more of a position. And Matt Hill's actually going to be in a great position with this proxy type of build. The first two was actually able to knock down the minerals or the probe count, and then Oracle's going to come in and do a significant amount of damage to the actual mineral line. Now it's going to be up to Matt Hill to actually hold this Immortal. This Immortal is going to be one of the hardest things to hold, and this is another reason why a lot of people like to get that Phoenix out first. But these probes are actually going to be able to do a very good job if you actually mineral walks through them and actually traps them up like that. You're going to have to start focusing down these stalkers before he goes for the Immortal. That way everything's hitting the Immortal, and he has no other things to attack. And this Immortal is going to fall once these probes get a little bit more damage on it. And currently, it actually slowed Matt Hill down where he did not send these Oracles, and it actually let him build up 2 Oracles before they were sending in. At this moment in time, it's just good game well played. You can't run fast enough to get out of those. And with that slow reaction time, it's going to be very hard for Potato to catch back up. As you see, he is currently down 13 workers. Currently 20 workers. Good game well played by Matt Hill and Potato. I feel that one Kiia is always better than the other one. But we do have an Immortal and 3 Stalkers in this main base as the boys getting pulled and the Stalker. And this is going to come down to this right here, knowing that there's nothing else there, and they wasted all their energy. There's only 9, and they're not even going to be shooting down the Immortal. The pros were focused on the Immortal, and that actually is going to give Matt Hill the upper hand right there, knowing that there's only 2 Stalkers. He's going to be waiting on Pylon to finish up. If this Pylon doesn't finish up, Potato can kite all day and just save it. But War Prism is finished up as well, so he's going to be able to get another 3 Stalkers. One more. And with the perfect micro, Potato could do it, but without the actual Immortal, there's no way. But it was a hell of a try by both players, and it was phenomenal to see it. I'm glad I was able to watch that one. Currently the score is a little bit one-sided, and I'm a little surprised on that, to tell you the truth, because as I stated earlier, we kind of walked into this week underdogs. Every player we had was below par. Not below par, but below our opponent. The next games we're actually going to get into is Uko versus Re-Envision. It is a Terran against Terran, so once again this screen does not mean much, but I like to show it off because sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. But yeah, let's hop right into it. As you guys can see, this map pretty much favors Terran again. I feel this is one of the more Terran favored maps. It is Acid Plant. So yeah, let's hop right into it without further ado. It is going to be a diamond against a platinum user. So it's going to be a little bit of an uphill battle for Re-Envision. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, representing Lost in Translation, we have Re-Envision. And spawning in the top left hand corner, representing Squad UnderDogs. That's what I should be saying, is representing their squad name. Like I said, it's a long night, getting back in the grass, and just bear with me. Week 2, week 3, we'll be back up to par. Hopefully next week I'll be able to cast with our lock, but we do got Uko spawning out, or spawning on the top left, representing the Squad UnderDogs. We do have a reactor going down before the barracks, usually a good tall sign that you're going to be going to a Reaper expansion. I've recently seen a Reaper Cyclone, so without the low of an MMR these players are, I'm going to be kind of interested to see what type of builders or game we're going to have. We do have a SCV coming across into Uko's base. Currently, Uko did put the SCV on that gas, make sure that his opponent cannot steal it from him. And Re-Envision actually just puts up a block a little early, considering that his supply is all but blocked. Haha, funny man, I tried to be. But no, it actually just means that Uko is a little bit behind. It feels like he's going to be going more into a tech path instead of a macro path. Usually when you go into a macro path, you want to get that supply default up as fast as you can. We do got the Reaper coming out for Uko, as the SCV of Uko, or Reaper of Re-Envision. Oh, the SCV of Uko just split the ankle of Re-Envision. And the Reaper of Uko is chasing Re-Envision now, and this is one reason why one would want to be in a higher league. Just the small reaction times and game choices are what get you into those higher leagues. And Re-Envision almost learned real quick that a Reaper out in the middle of the map can be very cost efficient. You got 2 Reapers coming out for Uko, as this Reaper of Re-Envision is going to be coming in, and seeing that there is a Hellion behind it. Very pretty few, so I'm not quite sure if he was able to spot that or not. But he is going to be getting the scout off, noticing exactly where his opponent is at on the tech path, and he does not see a starport. So he might have a general idea of where his opponent is going to be heading towards him. We got some Reaper micro coming out of Uko, and he is actually going to be able to do a little bit of damage, but the Cyclone of Re-Envision does push it back. And currently Re-Envision is in a good spot with this expansion, making sure that his opponent is still on the one base when he scouted out with the Reaper. We do got the starport going down, as the starport is pretty much finished up and spitting out a LiT for Uko. Looks like Re-Envision's a little bit undecisive on where he wants to be with his units. You got a SCP just sitting there on that starport. I'm not sure if that's a misclick or a misthoughted SCV, but usually you want to get those back to mining, or even to scout out your opponent. Just having them sit there is just definitely not the best reliable scenario. We do got a nice little push coming across for Uko again. It looks like he wants to keep the pressure up. It looks like, or I feel like he's going to be doing a little bit of crashing to the front to catch Re-Envision's attention, and at this moment in time, that LiT's just going to come in and do some damage. He is setting up pretty well. And that with this tank, it does not shoot up. So everything Uko has to defend this LiT is out front. And currently Uko is getting a little bit of his opponent's attention. And the Liberator does go in. And we do have 7, 8, 9 SCVs going down as Uko does get cleaned up on the front. But at what cost? He sends in a Cyclone and it's just a little bit compared to what his opponent has taken out. We got 13 SCVs going down. And this is putting Re-Envision into a very bad spot to be in. He is up by 1 base. And he is very easily able to catch back up in those workers. And he's only down to 5. But when you lose that many and you kind of lose that upper hand that you had early on in the game. We do got another SCV just laying around. Feels like both players feel like their workers need a break once in a while. They can't work them to the bone. We got a second LiT popping out. We do got the expansion going up as we'll call it the third has gone down. Currently Uko is doing a double expansion after this pressure. Very bold move, and we'll have to see how it pays off, as it looks like Re-Envision is looking like he wants to put on the pressure himself, and he does pick up a drop at the 8 Marines. Very nice build coming out of Uko as well. I'm not quite fond of Terran, but they do got some wonderful playstyles. Like I said, he got a little bit of cheese and he did double expand at the current moment in time. It's just one of those things you can get away with. You try it. And we do got Uko trying the same type of distraction. He's going to be pushing the front as he does drop the backside as well. We do got the actual missile turret there. We'll have to see if Re-Envision chooses to go the different direction with it. He's going to drop first and then push. And these tanks are actually going to be able to do a lot of damage. It's very good reaction time coming out of Uko. We do actually have this bunker getting repaired up. And it will fall. We got 3 more shots. No fall. 2 more shots. 1 more shot. Ooh, it didn't fall. The tanks went down before it could actually get all the splash damage on it. Very good job by Uko in his placement. He did lose the 3 SCVs. And that was mainly because of these Marines. And he's trying to increase that time. He is losing some of his deck buildings, or at least the time it takes to build them. Ooh. 2 a.m. is a bad time to cap. Wow. FML. Yep. I said initials out loud. Fuck my life. But no, a very good build coming out of Re-Envision and Uko. I do like how Uko actually did the double expansion with the planetary fortresses around the board, making sure his opponent cannot just sneak up and take one out. I do like the lib in the mineral line. It is very defensive, making sure that nothing can get in there. We do got 5 SCVs going down as that Liberator did get taken out. Now he made it away with his life. It's week 1. I'm allowed to have a little rust on me. Very good play style. Very good awareness. I feel Uko has the upper hand, but I feel Re-Envision isn't far behind. Longer he waits, not the best position he's in, but he's currently even in workers. The army supply is in Re-Envision's favor. Feels like Uko is just really dependent on his defense right now with the planetary fortresses. And I'm thinking Rain Vision's kind of looking at him like, what's going on? I'm not quite sure how you're ahead to be behind. And Rain Vision looks like he wants to push out after getting that nice little scan off. And he is going to be sending it out to the third. The one with the planetary fortress, not one of the best places to be dropping into. But when you got tanks and turrets, it's kind of hard to drop into the main base. So sometimes this is what helps lower MMR players is they defend, and when you can defend, you're not really easy to be beat. Looks like Vision's trying his hardest, and he's just running into a wall because there's just going to be too many SCVs where he can. If you got 2 SCVs going down, but you got a Liberator or 2 going up, trying to take down this other Lib, and this is going to be a battle of it right here, because if he does not take this out, these tanks do take that out. Looks like Reinvasion does not want to stop there. It looks like he wants to keep pushing. And his army supply is double his opponent. So I do not blame him by no means. He scans it out once again to notice exactly where his opponent is sieged up at. And he knows that he cannot really push into that siege. Love to see how he wants to play this. He feels like he's above his opponent by the one base. But his knowledge, he is not aware of it. So he thinks that he's in a very dominating position, keeping his opponent back. So Re-Envision have to see what he does from here. Very back and forth game. Looks like Uko is going to be working for that sky toss. You got +1 finishing up for Uko, and this is going to be a big difference in the battle. And with Uko down in supply, and with Re-Envision kind of in no position to attack, I feel it's actually buying Uko just enough time to get the tech that he needs to survive this. He sees everything that his opponent's had. It's been sitting here for about 2 minutes now. So he's been able to work at what he can and take out everything in the air that you can, and then you can just slowly beat back anything that's in front of you. Very good plan coming out of Uko so far. Not being impatient by no means, just slowly pushing forward. Making sure that there's no air there so he can just focus down with the Liberator. This tank's already getting a little further up, and he's going to be able to help Re-Envision is that much more, but he's just walking into some tanks, and that is never one of the best things to do. And that is just going to be cleaned up, and that is going to be very devastating for Uko. For Re-Envision, and Uko is able to clean this push-up. The 1-1 is just now finishing up. I feel like Uko missed his timing by just that much. I feel if he would have had his timing, he would have been able to go a little further into the mineral line at least, and maybe do a little bit more damage, but he is not able to do that with the current units that he had and the upgrades that they did not have. Horrible. I'm sorry. If you do got a little F2 move, sending that Raven to its death, or Viking. You got +1 air upgrade coming in for Uko. And back at home, it just looks like it's a very steady game. Re-Envision is only a platinum player, so his shift clicking is not 100%. He is 15 too many right here. Just a few things behind Re-Envision game that could help him out, and if he actually did it, I feel he would have been able to walk over this a little easier as of right now. Especially with Uko stuck on third base, is technically stuck on the inside of his natural, with his third kind of being a ninja. I feel that's the only thing that's saving him right now is that little bit of extra production. I feel like Re-Envision is trying to starve him out, and unknowingly, Uko's already has 2 expansions outside of his border. And I feel it's always comes down to air game when it comes down to the tanks. The ones I can see further in the air has the advantage. And it looks like Re-Envision is sending across 3 Vikings at a time. He does not want his opponent to stack up that air game. I do like the Thors getting thrown into the mix as well. As you guys can see the production, we do got 1 Thor, 1 Planetary Fortress, a Siege Tank, 1 all in production. You see Uko's naturally getting mined out. He might feel like he's going to have to push here pretty soon. And that is a grip load of tanks. There's definitely about 9 tanks. I feel that there's a little bit too much bio here. With the amount of bio, I don't feel that Re-Envision can actually push through any of these tanks when they're sieged up. I feel his best bet is if he catches Uko unsieged at this current moment in time, he's pushing him to his natural, is not him being unsieged. I feel Re-Envision's best bet on that one right there was just sit outside of his natural base and scan out the map, maybe send a SCV around the map, see if his opponent does have that expansion out there somewhere. And if he doesn't, just sit on him and starve him. You're trying to turtle him out, so turtle him out. And we do got these 2 Liberators coming into it. Re-Envision taking out a grip load of SCVs. Currently going up to 40 SCVs. 20 going down at that particular moment in time. We do got the 5 mules coming in, 6 mules coming in. You can only send 1 mule per patch, and that's why they kind of took a second to go around. With that little fuck up, we'll actually show you why you don't want to do that. These mules will die a half second before they return to the last load if you do not sync them out perfectly. It is one of the worst things to do, as you're not going to have time to see it because these things are going to kick out everything that you do. And this planetary, or this command center is definitely going to fall. And we do got these Vikings falling on top of these tanks, trying to take all the splash damage that they can. And it just looks like these tanks upgrades are just strong enough to keep them alive, as everything is just on very minimum health. As the SCDs are there to repair, I feel that this is going to be a very dire position for Re-Envision the whole, knowing it, not knowing, but with us knowing his opponent is up by 2 bases, it's a give or go moment. And it looks like he just doesn't have the give, so he's going to have to go. And there's just one thing the tendency is for him to walk into, and he does finally realize that his Thor has to get pulled back. I'm not quite sure if Re-Envision had this game won or not, but I feel he was in a very, very good position. And I feel he just slowly let the game slip away with his misjudgment calls. And this is one of them. Not letting his opponent come to him like this. He's going to his opponent after he did a significant amount of damage to one of the reasons that Re-Envision not able to hold this pitch right here. And currently there's been too much emphasis for Uko for Re-Envision to hold off. And we do got 3-3 finish up as well at the point of that mark. A very good game coming out of both these players. but the upgrades were not there when he put he needed the upgrades. So that was another reason why we were not doing the game as well as we probably wanted to. These SUVs have done a hell of a stand holding everything we can, and there's just too much here. They're only being busy with trying to grip onto everything we have. Maybe open up battlefields and save them, and there's just too much here. Don't show space and everything else. We do got the one battlefield that's popping out. Let's do another battlefield going 31. No, yeah. But good person guys. Very healthy. And with the amount of things, this battle cruiser is not going to be able to do damage because it's out there. Good game well played is called. And that leads us to a 5-1 game right now, series right now. Like I said, it is very late in the morning. I do apologize for messing up on my cast as much as I have. And we got one more game to get you into. Once again, it is going to be a Terran against Terran. So, oh my goodness, too fast. Too fast. Once again, we'll show you the matchups for this, but it is technically pointless considering they don't mean too much besides a number. So without further ado, let's hop into it. It's a Terran against Terran. Spawning in the bottom left, represent squad UnderDogs. We got Cold. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, representing, oh my goodness, squad Tagpol. We have Raven X.
SCV ready.
Man, I just shake my head. Wish I could do it over again, but knowing it's taken me this long to do it, I'm good. I'll just smile and say I'll do better next time. Currently we do got the supply refinery bears going down for Raven X. As on the other side of the map, we do got the supply refinery bears going down for Cold. We do got a nice little proxy coming out of Cold. I'm a little excited to see exactly what he's going to do with it. For some reason I keep forgetting that button, and I apologize for that. Hopefully that was not the first, hopefully that was the first time I've done that. Now I'm going to have to question myself the whole time until I come across this point in the video. But yeah, we do got the Bears finishing up for Raven X, as we do got the second supply depot going down for Cold at home. And this is another reason why a lot of people like to send out that supply depot scout. When your opponent is doing a cheesy build and he's scouting your base out first, it's never a good thing to be behind on tech or that type of thought. A sense of proxy or anything else like that without knowledge. And currently we do got the factory going in right behind this reactor. Currently Cold is doing a very good job not pushing his supply up too fast. He's actually saving it for his tech and his units. And we do got a second SCV coming up here to join the party. We do have the Reaper just actually on patrol. And Raven X has no idea what his opponent is up to. He has not left his base. He's starting to look like me. I feel every player plays the same. You do get an occasional player that does do these proxies and things like this, so it all comes down to your build, and if you have a solid build, then I guess you don't really need to scout out your opponent as often. I guess it's just how comfortable you feel. I feel that's the best part about StarCraft, is it's all on the player. We do got a cloak going down for Raven X as a Banshee has started up as well. We do got the 2 Cyclones just now popping for cold, and the command center start about, let's say, pretty close to halfway done for Raven X as well. But the thing is we got a tech lab on this starport for cold, as the Cyclones do come in with the 2 SCVs. The 2 SCVs alone is just going to be able to do work in cold. It's going for every type of expand tech lab he can go for, trying to make sure that his opponent does not get that cloak, and it does go down, and since it goes down, the Banshee does come out, but it does not have cloak, and it is going to be a focus down instantly, but there's not enough SCVs repairing it. With the second Cyclone coming in, it's going to be very hard for it. Don't move, never move, not enough SCVs repairing it. Raven X, you need more SCVs, stop moving. You moved. You pulled back, good job. Not even 8 health and you saved it. Very good move on Raven X to save it. But yet again, we're killing each other. That was an awesome moment. Glad I got to record that. Gotta see Kamikaze. We do have 2 more cycles coming in, but there is no SCVs running across the map for cold. And it's going to come down to what he wants to do with this tech lab. As he is focused on Raven X's tech lab, he is able to walk in right with these Cyclones as they just shoot on these SCVs without any other type of DPS in them except for your 2 Marines. And he does lower the bunker supply, so he does get a full surround on that Cyclone as he does clean it up. He is currently down 11 workers, and that's going to be the change of the game right now, is 11 workers. Currently he is up to 1 command center, but at what cost? We do got this tank, it's going to be able to push these back part. No, he actually, yeah, I was going to say, they shouldn't be able to kill it. They did have range, so I thought the tank should have been just a little bit too far out of the range, but I was wrong. Very good play coming out of cold so far. Currently he is up 8 workers and 8 supply on army count. Currently down about 30 in APM. I know I throw in 1 or 2 funny jokes tonight. Currently we do got this Banshee going, Banshee going down. And it looks like cold is going to be abandoning this after this short little fail. It's going to be more or less holding back his opponent's expansion as his command center does finish up. But yeah, we do got cold actually just poking and prodding around, making sure that he can see what his opponent is doing with this barracks, but with the tank, he does not get in. He's trying to get in, and he does not. There's too many tanks here, and the Cyclones are going down, but they do take down a couple SPVs, but there's nothing here to shoot up except for the Marines that just pop, and there you go, and have to keep them working. 19, 20 SPVs do go down. Puts Cold into a very good position, being up 16 workers and 6 army supply. Cold is doing a phenomenal job keeping his opponent's mineral count low while his army count stays about the same. And you got this barracks just poking away at this vision of Raven X's. And we do got these Marines going to be trying to do a little bit of a deterrent onto his barracks, but I feel it's more or less just trying to get them to open up. That way these Cyclones can come back in. They actually choose to send them home. Very smart choice. Or even keep losing minerals on tanks that maybe can't get past. And Cole looks like he wants to. He was undecisive with this player. No, he did get a good information with it. SCB, shift click, it's your best friend, next to Google. You do got a couple of SCBs over mining, and they're both on this one mineral patch. All three of them now, but does look like we got the expansion coming out from Raven Exit. It looks like he's actually trying to mellow back out. His probe count isn't in production. Actually, he has nothing in production. Looks like he walked away from the game for a minute. He's currently racking up minerals. He's not making no units. He's back. He's playing. But yeah, with him not making the SCVs, it's gonna be very hard for him to catch up in the worker count. Currently he's down 20. His army supply is just barely ahead of his opponents, and I feel it's mainly because of his Marines. But his opponents do have the Cyclone. And the Cyclones getting on top of these Marines, the tanks might not be able to do some damage, like that one would hope. But these tanks get sieged up in time that baits everything back into them. I don't know, Ravenex could be able to walk right through this. It's going to be very interesting to see how these players want to play this out. And we do got a stim going in before we actually see any bit of battle, and I feel the best way would have been to stim up those tanks first, then stim a third of your units, or maybe half of your unit. But with him stimming all those units and taking down free health, I feel that really threw Cold, the battle into Cold's favor. Currently, Cold still has this expansion or this proxy up north next to Ravenex's base, and I feel that's really going to be starting to pay off here pretty soon. While Cold is up 21 workers. 2 army. Nothing too spectacular in the army sense, but when you got the income to actually sit back and bank on, it's going to be the key and the difference of the game. And a little bit late on that siege, so that the scan didn't pick up nothing. Just one of those timing things. You get better with time. I feel that's one thing that I'm here to do, is help you guys try to get better, even if you guys are above skilled or above me in skill. I try to give you a little bit of knowledge that I know and things like that to help out. But we do get this defense matrix going down onto that tank, forcing him not to shoot. And it is going to give Ravenex just that little bit of edge he needed to back out, because without that tank, there's nothing that he can really sit back and push on. And it really gave Cold that little incentive to stick around, considering he has nothing at home. We do got these 2 Cyclones sneaking right back in to do a little bit more work on Ravenex's mineral line. They only have 10 workers, and I feel every little second we just keep losing them. He did pull some, I thought, but I'm not quite sure how he lost so many workers and never replenished them. This is one reason why I feel that Ravenex is losing at this current moment in time, was he was never able to get that Marine SCV count up and going. And currently Ravenex is just stepping right through his army with a very good kite. And we do got a tank in here, and the tank is actually going to be able to deter this. With the Cyclones coming in behind it as well. We do got it focusing down the medevac and bringing down the medevac and the Marines with it. And currently Ravenex is only on the 11 workers, as Cold is on 37, and a 41 army supply with a close to 31 army lead. Currently 1-1 is done for Cold, as Ravenex is still working on just trying to get those SCVs. SCVs. Need a chance for SCV. I feel Cole just pushed a little bit too much and didn't really sit back and try to build up. I feel this is the main reason why he hasn't been able to walk over Ravenex with his 11 workers. I feel if he was actually able to sit back, build his third, send down some mules, and actually tech up a little bit harder in a sense, other than just tanks and cycling. Maybe work on a little bit of a drop in there, or something else around there, and I feel he could have walked over a little easier. But Cole did take that game pretty astoundingly after that aggression, and Ravenex never able to catch up on worker supply. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in, though. A great series between the two teams this go around. Next week it's going to be some pretty good content. I can't lie about that. Between everybody, I want to say it's LiT's finest against Squad Underdog and both undefeated teams. And then I always mess up that name. Squad Tagpol against team or Squad Dauntless. A very good matchup as well. Both those teams are very close to, our squads are close to MMR as well. And it's just a matter of seeing what they bring to the table, and hopefully they can bring it. But till then, I hope to see you. Hope you guys enjoyed the series this week, and hope we'll see you next time. You guys take care. Have fun. Live lit.